Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Vampire YGO here with a Melffy deck profile, as you can see. I'd like to thank everyone for the recent likes, comments, and subscribes. If there's any dislikes or any feedback, please let me know, or at least let me know why the dislike. I've got a good amount of subscribers. I got 20 subscribers since I posted the last video. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty big chunk compared to normal. But yeah, I just like to keep coming out with different profiles now, and this one is more of a pure Melffy build or forest creature type build, more of like level 2s, and dealing with the synchros that you can make with them / exceeds. And this deck can also spam access code like it's its job. But it's a pretty fun deck. Obviously nothing like, tier 1 or anything meta crazy, but it is definitely fun, and I'm not sure, I haven't tested the possibilities with Tri-Brigade in it yet, but I do have a profile that I'm working on that I'm going to start testing with. But this one would be more for the Melffy / forest creature type deck, and it's actually really fun, and it can catch a lot of people off guard, and you can, going first, make some pretty intense boards. It's more of like a control style mid-range type of deck, I would say. But you have 3 Melffy Puppy. They all kind of have a very similar effect, where if your opponent essentially targets them or targets them for attack or special summons a monster on the field, or I guess normal summons as well, at any point in time, for each of the summons or anything, you can basically send it back from your field to your hand, and then they all have the effect as well of, if these are in your hand at the time of your end phase, you can special summon them from your hand. So usually you want to keep some in your hand, leave one to actually summon, but the rest you can special summon at the end of the turn that you don't get to summon, and then you'll have their effects to pop during your opponent's turn when they start summoning their monsters, or if they target these for attack. And they're all pretty low, and they're all level 2, and Puppy's one of the best. They all have a proc effect for when they do go back to the hand. His effect is he can special summon a level 2 monster, beast monster from your deck, and essentially you usually go with the Kalantosia or another Melffy monster, depending on what your situation is. Yeah, fumbling over my words. Had a coffee earlier, just a little amped. But 3 Caddy. Caddy is amazing as well. I would say it is the second best one there. The artwork's awesome. I like the artwork on all these cards. I've always liked the level 2 beast kind of theme that Konami kind of has hinted back in the day. I would say when it was like 2014-ish, 2015-ish, when there was, obviously, like, the meta was more of like, it was just around like Necros. They had come out with the forest creature deck, which was a huge anti-meta deck, but I would say it was very underrated, and a lot of people didn't play it, but it did very well back in the day. It's kind of like the Monarch deck as well, before it got the Monarch support with the anti-spells and Dark Simorg kind of combo, Kaiser Coliseum thing. But yeah, 3 Caddy, same thing, like I said, special summons from hand during the end phase, or it sends back to your hand from field if your opponent does a normal or special summon. And then this one is, you can return, let's see, add 1 beast from your deck to hand. Sorry, I don't know why. I was thinking it was return 1 monster from the deck to the hand. And you have, this is the one I was mixing it with here. And then you have 2 Fenny, essentially, and we do 1 Pony. Ooh, sorry, I got something in my eye. And this one is, you can special summon 1 when this one goes back. So again, same effects for end phase, and then, sorry for the pauses there. I said something in my eye. This one goes back when your opponent normal or special summons a monster. Then you can special summon a beast from your hand. And then this one is, you can add 1 from graveyard back to hand. I like the effects because you can kind of go through each one throughout the turn if you do the combos properly, or if you get the right resources. But yeah, Fenny, a little Fennec like a fox, and then you got the Pony, and they have some that they haven't released yet as well. And then there is a Rabbit, which is the normal, but I do not run that one in here because so far there has not really been a purpose for it. And you're rocking the 3 tuners for the deck, the 1 Valeraphon, and then the 2 Yoko tuner. Yoko tuner is when it's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 tuner from your hand or graveyard. It's good because it's for the hand part as well. And then you can even do it if you have like 1 of them in your hand, which can be essentially like a dead card if you have 2 of them, but this one can special summon itself. And then Valeraphon is, you can target a level 2 or lower beast monster in your graveyard and special summon it by discarding a card there. or you can special summon it face down. But you usually want to go face up and then, you know, use it. And also level 2s, except for the Yoko Tuner is the one to help you make beasts and like your off synchros. 3 rescue cats, pretty staple in any beast deck. I mean, yeah, pretty much explains itself. Just get out, sacks itself to get out 2 monsters. 2 Kalantosa, some people go with 1. I like 2 just because you can use it multiple times in a more of a grindy duel. This is usually the one you'll kind of special summon with the, what do you want to call it? The dog. Or if you have one in hand, you can use the Fennec to special summon it. And then what a lot of people I've not seen in almost any, I would say, Melffy profiles is one of this guy right here. I mean, come on. It's limited to 1 for a reason. It's an insane card. Every card in this freaking deck is pretty, besides the hand traps, are Earth. Yeah, so obviously this card makes a, kind of catches people off guard. It's pretty fun to play online with it, and it works out very well when you get it. It's just a plus. For the hand traps, we're going to run 3 Droll, 3 Gamma, and then the driver, essentially. This is kind of what you want to roll with. Again, I still believe in the Droll kind of over Ash, just to kind of this point in the meta, because it stops the Dragon Link, stops Infernoble, stops Dogmatica, Heroes, all kinds of decks in general, obviously, that rely on constant search, or multiple searches per turn. And then we have the spells. I'm only running 2 of the Melffy spells. Tag is one that you could probably boost up, but it's like the Monster Reborn for Melffys. And then you have the Melffy Hide and Seek, which is for each beast monster you control that would be destroyed by a card effect, or it's not destroyed the first time. And then you have when you have 3 beast warrior monsters in your graveyard, you can shuffle them into the deck and then draw a card. And the good thing is it doesn't have to be just Melffy. It could just be 3 beasts in general. And it's a continuous, so you can use it multiple times if you go through turns. 3 School Hoods, special summons 3 beast level 2, or I would say, I think it was level 3 or lower. I'd say usually they're all level 2, so it doesn't matter there, but level 2 or 3 or lower, and then their effects are negated and they're dead at the end of the turn, but you're going to use them to exceed summon or start synchroing or linking. And then 3 Airs Rock Sunrise, more Monster Reborns for beasts, and then lowers your opponent's attack for 100 per beast that you have in your graveyard. Actual Monster Reborn. Then we have 2 Triple Tactics Talents. Again, that's just because I have 2. If I had a third, I would play a third. But this deck, this card, I feel like is just insane pretty much in any deck, and especially like road decks now that Called by the Grave is now at 1. Even though I'm not running Called in this. You could fit it in there, essentially, but this is kind of just what I've been playing with, and I like it a lot. 1 E-Telly, and then 1 Foolish Burial to get a Melffy or a Beast in the Grave there, so you can kind of also get going with it as well. Or use like the Valerafon's effect, the Yoko Tuner's effect, so forth. Obviously the E-Telly for the, what do you want to call it? The ciphering, duh. And you got extra deck, 2 Melffy of the Forest, 1 Melffy Mommy. I essentially went to the Phantom Rake premiere. I got pretty good pulls, but me, my brother, and a friend, after we each got our box, we went back to the house because the locals was still not open at ours. None of us pulled the new Melffy Super, which is pretty crazy. Out of 3 boxes from the same case, not one of the Melffy Super. Otherwise, it would be in here as well, and I would take out, you know, probably the Nightmare Phoenix that I have in here for that card. But you definitely want the new Melffy one as well. Melffy of the Forest is awesome. It's got the 2000 defense. You put it in defense mode, and then it's basically you can detach a card, or you can detach one to add a Melffy card from your deck to your hand. So you can choose the spells or you can choose the monsters. And then also when one of the Melffy monsters that you have on the field is sent back to the hand, you can target 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field, and then you negate its effects there. And I think it cannot attack either, if I'm not mistaken. There. Yeah, it cannot attack. And you have Melffy Mommy. She just gets different boosts based on how many materials that she has there. You know, each one cannot be destroyed by battle, take no damage from battle on this card, and then when an attack is declared involving this card and attack position monster if you conflict damage your opponent. This is pretty much like a build-up that you can use with Azus. You can hit her up, you have a bunch of material, and then put the Azus on her at the end of the turn. She survives. The 1 Ronin Raccoon and the 1 Sky Cavalry Centuria creates the token. The token becomes the highest attack of the highest attack on the field. So it's awesome. You can suicide with opponent's monsters, just crash into them, and then you have this guy can't be destroyed by battle as well. Also level 2s. And then, I mean, I got this in the box, got the warning point first, and I was like, great, I'm just got a bad feeling about this box for some reason. And then the last secret, or the secret that I pulled for the second one in there, was Mr. Divine Arsenal. This is pretty much the card I wanted most out of the set. It is awesome. My friend also pulled one as well, which is really cool. This card is ridiculous in any deck that can essentially make it. I mean, yeah, you put it on the board, you can detach, and it can, quick effect, you can detach the materials and send all other, if it was involved in battle, you can make this monster over one of your exceeds that you have on the field, and it does not have to be the one that was involved in battle, and then it can pretty much blow up the board. And then 3,000 both ways, and then you can also attach more material to it as well with the secondary effect. And then we have the Synchros. We have the 1 Neuteria Beast, 1 Neuteria Barkion, stops the spells by discarding off the top of the deck. Barkion banishes 2 from the graveyard to stop traps. This is the one you're going to go into most of the time. This one helps really well against control. This is one you kind of just want to use if you can get him out first board with the Melffy of the Forest plus him, plus either like a Herald is usually a standard board you can get out first. Sometimes even with, or sometimes a Boral Savage instead of the Herald, depending on what you got. But yeah, 1 Beast, awesome card, great for Beast and Earth decks. And then the 1 Neuteria Barkion. And then, obviously, pretty mentioned for the other ones, we have 1 Savage, 1 Herald of the Arclight. This deck can make both of these very easily. This is Radiance. These are for the Link 2s. Cockafly and the Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix is probably what I would take out for the Melffy, the Excited Melffy card, the new Exceed. And then Radiance for the Earths, it's boosts them by 500, has a secondary effect from when it's popped, and then it's just an easy link 2 for them. And then you have obviously Hellfire and the Nightmare card, you know what they do. And then for the higher links, we have 1 Unicorn, and then like I mentioned earlier, Access Code Talker can be made with this deck like it is nobody's business. It is insane. And then obviously Access Code Talker speaks for itself. It can just end games or just completely take control. Great going second card as well. But yeah, this is my Melffy profile. Like I said, it's more turned towards a pure. I will be doing a Tri-Brigade mix soon and kind of testing it out, and then I'll post a profile for it. And then I have a decent amount of profiles that are also going to be coming soon. And yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you dislike, please let me know why and just give me some feedback. I appreciate everyone's time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys, and have a good one.